Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
I want to buy a couple ducks. I'm bringing 2 ducks to the office.
This is Early Break.
Good morning, happy Monday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Full show ahead, lots to get to. A special guest at 7 a.m. today, Jerry DiNardo, Big Ten Network. They were in Lincoln for the BTN bus tour on Friday. The TV stuff was on Saturday. We'll talk to Jerry, his thoughts about that. More, gentlemen, how are we today?
Good morning, Jake.
Good to see you. Good to see you all on a Monday. Week 2 of fall camp starting up today.
Texting Jerry right now.
Are you? You texted me yesterday confirming to come on at about 7.
Yeah.
That's
But
good.
I find him. Call you.
This is great radio. Thank you, Sip.
Hey, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm
All right.
locked in.
Okay. All right.
Locked in. Good.
Don't mail it in. Don't mail it in Monday.
No, we never mail it in on this show.
Hey, Missing Tooth, Greg brought us food, cinnamon toast crunch,
Golden Oreos.
vanilla. Is that what those are? Vanilla? Thank you, Missing Tooth.
Golden Oreos. That's what they
Oh,
call
gold.
They're actually called Golden
Bill, they're
Oreos.
golden.
I didn't know that.
Golden
There's one right here.
Oreos.
I'm going to have one.
We'll have one. Yeah, sure.
Golden.
Golden. Al. Golden.
Al Golden, nice, yes, with his sloppy tie and his white shirt on. Yeah, Al Golden, former Miami coach, Temple coach. Yeah, we'll get to Jared DiNardo at 7 a.m. Also, again, some thoughts from the weekend in terms of we've had some days to recuperate after all the stuff of realignment of Big Ten adding teams, of the Big 12 adding teams. We'll get to that here in a second, as well as some updates from fall camp from Matt Rule on Saturday. But before all of that, let's get started properly with Idle Chit Chat on this fine Monday.
Sports are great.
Generally speaking.
The random conversations are even better.
I don't know if you want to talk about that on the radio.
You just did.
You just did. I mean, we're not just talking amongst ourselves.
It's time to chat on Early Break. Newton's Lawn Care.
All right, Bill, you were telling me you were running late for a specific reason this morning. What's going on with Sugar, the new dog? Today?
Sugar was sick.
Oh,
Sugar was sick, yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
What
Sugar.
happened?
Well, she had a certain problem.
Oh.
Yeah. Got a little problem.
Let's go with the problem.
little diarrhea this morning. So we were out early this morning. Like that. So
she okay?
Yeah. You just tell she's kind of lethargic. Just kind of
Oh.
not feeling. She's sick. So
Might need to come over.
bring Bullet over.
Yeah, they gotta have playtime.
They have playtime. They would like that a lot.
Maybe
So
they
she was.
like that.
So she was sick. Now she did perk up a little bit, and she did eat a little bit. And I gave her, because when I take her out in the mornings, we go out at 4, and then she comes in
At 4 a.m. No big deal. 4 a.m.
Yeah, and she comes back in. She gets a treat, and then we play a little bit and stuff. And then I put her back in her kennel, and she goes back to bed until Laura gets up about an hour later. And then today that she wasn't having that, and she wouldn't eat either. She would not eat. And when dogs are sick, your
whole day's a
mess. You're crushed.
Yeah.
You're absolutely crushed.
Yeah, I feel for you right now. You're
So,
right.
What was she whimpering, like visibly,
God.
like sad?
She wasn't whimpering at that.
Okay.
But I'll tell you one thing: when I got her out of the kennel, she wanted out of the kennel. She's like, "I gotta go. I gotta go."
Oh,
So she was great with that. She always handles that really
did
well.
you give
So,
her a hug.
yeah, I gave her a big hug. Oh yeah, we gave her a big hug, and then Laura came out, and she knew she was sick too. So she got on the floor with her. She just laid on top.
Just
of Laura.
laid on the wall.
Just laid on top of Laura. That's all she did. Just laid there. So
Poor little Sugar.
yeah, poor little Sugar.
Well,
so
keep us updated.
but she did. I got a text right when I was driving here, right when I pulled up, that she had eaten a little bit.
That's good.
So that's a good sign for us right there. So
Yeah, it does. It controls your whole day.
Yeah,
It
does.
controls your whole day.
Yeah.
Because it can't talk.
They
Yeah,
can't
so-
talk.
Yeah,
They can't talk to you and tell you what's going on. So there's some there's some frustration because you don't know what's going on.
don't know what's going on.
Is
They
it
look at-
typically a whole day thing with that or not?
Oh, it can be. I mean,
The specific sickness.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out what she ate potentially.
Yeah, you gotta
I
go
didn't
with
see her
that.
eat anything.
She might have just got something in the yard.
Yeah. And she'll sneak something too now. She'll
Yeah.
sneak some cat food occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Could be
you'll
cat
throw
food.
her off.
Ooh.
Yeah, she'll sneak some cat food. All of a sudden, we have some in the garage, and all of a sudden, she knows where it's at. So if I let her out, she'll dart towards it, and I'll go get her.
Could be that. Yeah.
So anyway,
She's
that was
young
going on
though.
this
She'll be
morning.
resilient.
She'll be resilient. Exactly.
They look at you. Here's the thing about dogs. They look at you like, what's going on?
No.
What's
Yeah.
wrong with me?
Like, you got to tell me what's going
Did wrong.
on. Yeah.
What did I do?
Yeah.
And then you can't really, you just, there's not, it's not like a human that can tell you, okay, this is what I'm feeling, Yeah. You just got to kind of.
We chased rabbits at 11. Took her out at 11, 2 was in the backyard. Oh, yeah, she took off after.
Not bugs, though.
What's it? Not bugs.
bugs.
No, not bugs. That was me yelling sugar, 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 trying to get her back. So,
Have you had bugs and sugar at the yard at the same time?
they've not been in the yard at the
Okay,
same time. We're a little concerned about that one.
concerned about how sugar will handle that?
Yeah, I'd watch
Sugar
that.
handles other dogs.
Now, Bugs is a big bunny. It's a big rabbit, but
Bugs
Sugar's a
is
dog still.
Bugs is bigger than Sugar.
Yeah.
Yes. Sugar's gaining weight at an
Bugs is
incredible
bigger
pace.
than
Oh, yeah. Bugs
Sugar's,
is huge.
Bugs is 20 pounds.
Yeah.
I saw Bugs.
Yes.
Bugs,
Yeah.
Bugs is enormous.
It's enormous.
And it's funny because you thought he was a dwarf rabbit. He's like, nope, this is not a dwarf.
It just kept
This is
growing.
not a
and
dwarf
growing.
at all.
Yeah.
It's a big rabbit. Bugs is big.
It's easy. 20
Whole
carrots
thing
a
about
day.
sugar.
Sip anything for you from I Don't Chit Chat at all this weekend?
I mean, yeah, a lot, but I don't want to get into all of it. It's a long weekend. It's a good weekend.
What was the best part of the weekend?
Oh, probably hog ride. I kind of
There we
hadn't
go.
ridden it for a while. I was riding it up and down to Manawa and back. That was good. I need to ride it more, is what it comes down to. I almost think I should go exclusively to it. It's just hard in my line of work because you get kind of, the wind is a factor and you got to carry stuff.
That's what a backpack's for.
Is that where you like to vacation the most in your off time?
A little bit.
Manawa?
Yeah.
It's a wonderful place
I
to
guess
be.
a little escape.
Yeah.
But I was busy. I mean, I interviewed Moose.
Bill Moose.
Yeah, Moose about the Pac-12 demise. I mean, he had 32 years of service in it. And his 3 kids all graduated from separate Pac-12 schools. He was obviously AD at 2 Pac-12 schools. Yeah, he doesn't mince words about what's going on in college athletics. So that was kind of interesting to talk to him.
Well, let's go right to that. Again, that wraps up Idle Chit Chat, sponsored by Newton's Lawn Care. Call them today for a 2024 fertilizer program and receive a free winterizer application this fall. Call or text 402-440-6297.
Key points.
Look, we both got notes.
Yes. Look at that.
Look at the two
What-
old men. The
what-
two
what
old
is-
men.
your notes?
What do you guys
Let's see your
have?
notes, Look at the old men.
My notes are right here. What do you guys have for your notes?
It's at the,
Well,
well,
where do you start?
here's where I started. Nebraska fans, like that. It's a home run of thankfulness for Nebraska fans.
That's a nice way to put it.
Just that you're at the adult table, behind the velvet rope. You're in the right spot. You're not on the outside looking in, and also you're at the adult table at the most prestigious financial conference there is in the world.
Right.
So that is a big deal. Just try to figure out what you'd be doing right now if all of a sudden the other schools were making 80 million
Yep.
and your schools made 20 million.
24
Yeah.
or whatever.
How would you survive? And so that is big. The next phase is that it's sad that the Pac-12 is dispersed. I would much rather have seen the Pac-12 stay in place in some fashion, just because I grew up with it. So I'll just go old on that one. So I was hoping that they would be able to stick together, have a conference, have all those things. I would much rather have that in this case. But
Well,
go ahead.
hang on. Let's go back to last Friday real quick
Incredible.
Because the brief moment, it felt like, hey, the Pac-12 might actually stay together. There's all the rumors about Oregon and Washington going to the Big Ten, and Utah, Arizona State to the Big 12. And then all of a sudden you hear in the morning, hang on, there's going to be a meeting to potentially get a grant of rights for the Pac-12 to keep things together. And quickly that did not go over well, and then it all dissipated to the schools going to where they're going to go.
The timing of it was insane. I text you guys at 9:30 Friday, and I said Kleofkoff saved it. That was where it was trending.
Grant of rights.
It was trending that way, that they had a better deal, and they had chosen. You know what grant of rights is?
Yes.
A tax write-off.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, it's the tech.
You know what it is?
That's the
Do you-
big term they
Do you know what it is, really?
Yes, I do.
You know?
The schools
Oh,
grant the rights of their
Yeah,
media.
people throw out this. Yeah, it's granted rights.
They grant
can't-
the
that was the
rights
big-
of their media
Yeah.
deal to the conference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people have no idea what a tax write-off is or what granted
Granted
rights
rights
is.
are.
They don't know.
Yep.
They're just like, yeah, sticking granted rights.
But
That's
that was
what got him.
the conversation Friday morning that he might save the conference. through
Kliakoff.
something.
I mean, you just got to say it. He crapped the bed.
He got
Yeah.
he got Kliakoff. He Kliakoffed himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the end.
He's not
He
having
got-
a good
and
day.
mostly all because of
Yormard.
but it all happened to him in the preparation. It wasn't what went down. I listened to the president of the University of Washington, and the discussion of what happened late was not on him. He's like, it was like, you just can't fix there's certain things he couldn't get done. And it wasn't on him. The part that was on him was when USC and UCLA left. And then what did he do then at that point? Because right away, Big 12, they lost Oklahoma and Texas. And then they came back and they were rallied up for God. Now they have they're clearly they're first of all now there's not 4, there's 5, but it dropped the ACC in the last. I mean, not even close. Not even close. The Big 12 did an unbelievable job.
Yeah, now the question is going to be now what happens next. This is a huge amount of moves that happened this whole last week. Now the question is, does Florida State end up making a move? Does somebody in the ACC end up moving to different conferences, whether it's the SEC or Big Ten? I have no idea what the next phase is, or if this will be something that continues on through the month of August for the schools that have not made a move yet in college football.
Well, the thing that stands out with that is that everyone else in the Pac-12, not everyone in the Pac-12, they had a freedom to move cost-free, and that's where the ACC doesn't have. No matter what, the ACC has to come up with $120 million just to pay the exit fee. That's nothing to do with the grant of rights fee that's $30 million a year that they have to keep paying until 2034, 36, whatever it is. So it's so much different. But what stood to me was, and I think it's very common, is that people right now, the most important thing obviously is finances. It's all about income, and it's not about winning, because the Pac-12 could have stayed together and had a much easier path to the college football playoffs.
Yep.
To other schools would, because they had a deal. Conference champion gets in. The Pac-12 was one of them. They were getting a champion in, and so the path is much easier. Besides conference champion next year in the Big Ten. Imagine also in the Big Ten: Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, USC, UCLA, Washington State, with the traditionals of a Nebraska and a Wisconsin. It is brutal to win the conference.
Oh, yeah.
So they had a much easier path, and obviously the path you have to choose is what's our best financial path and most stability.
Yeah, I think again, the sentiment you hear a lot across the country was a degree of sadness for everything breaking apart and the traditions kind of going away. Here's a big question: what happens with the Rose Bowl? Now, if you're the Rose Bowl, it's Pac-12, Big Ten for all these times. It's the granddaddy of them all. That's a big deal for college football. What happens to the Rose Bowl at this point with the Pac-12 dissipating essentially?
Well, they were participating in the playoff role, so I think the Pac-12 still this year, and I think the change was already in place for the Pac-12 to not just be the Pac-12. I mean, the Rose Bowl is no longer going to be Big Ten and Pac-12 in 2024.
Okay,
so that's been very little right now, and then this year will be normal with it. Is Sip still with us here?
I don't know.
What
else going on over
He's
there?
just
letting you guys do it.
Letting
you guys do it.
No, he's chewing. He was eating.
What else going on?
Are you over realignment talk?
No, I was ready to go.
What do you got?
Well, just I don't know. I mean, nothing. Nothing. I'll chime in when necessary.
Bob, right now would be great.
Yeah, right now would be your time.
We've cut
all the three-legged stool.
Yeah, what do you got? What's on your mind for realignment talk today? Anything?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, there's a lot. I had a lot on my mind.
Go for it. What sticks out
Yeah.
first to you?
Oh, I mean, just kind of what you've covered, just sort of I didn't want to see the Pac-12 go away. I understand it. But, it's what it is. I mean, everybody's chasing money and it's never going to be enough. But, you want to happen to Cal and Stanford, obviously. Um, it's I don't know. It's all a little disconcerting, I think, but you just got to roll with it. You really don't have any other choice.
Yeah, I think for the Big Ten, it's for Nebraska now, instead of being the farther west of the conference, I mean, obviously you add USC and UCLA, but Nebraska now squarely in the middle with 4 teams added from the West Coast. So Matt Rule addressed that after practice on Saturday. Said, Nebraska really this is a good thing for us because now we are center of the conference. It's easier for us to go east and west. We don't have the long road trip that the West Coast schools have and the East Coast schools have. So that's a win for Nebraska in some capacity, right?
When it comes down to sports, and it gets brought up at times, but this is all about other sports besides football, because football is not within. You're not going to have Maryland's not going to 4 West Coast games during the season. It's not going to happen. They'll probably have one. Nebraska probably has one this way, one that way. But it's charter flights, and you're going to have 5 or 6 away games. Several will be close. It's not that hard for football. Football is not that hard. It's for the sports that have to play, the other sports that play multiple different games throughout the week is what makes it way more difficult with that travel for them. Football's not hard. Everyone says it, and I 100% agree. Football's not that hard to make the trip. It's not brutal because it won't be set up that way where like I said, where 2 teams are. Where Ohio State's not going to go to USC and UCLA and Washington in one season.
No, very unlikely. Yeah. So I thought it was funny to see the Arizona State president said, we're not going to Morgantown. He said, we're joining the Big 12. We are not making that trip to West Virginia. Yes, you are. You're part of the conference now. You don't get to choose which schools you travel to, which ones travel to you. I believe it's a 5-hour plus flight, they said, to Morgantown from Arizona State. But the point of a conference is you play all these teams at some point. And I don't think he understands that you are going to probably travel to Morgantown, sir.
I loved how, Arizona State was one, but everyone's kind of tied that together with Arizona. All the conversation was about Arizona making the next move and then what would happen from there. Utah never said a word. Utah was never mentioned anything. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, this just happened. Arizona's there. And then Utah just kind of said, yeah, we're in. We're good. They just slid right in, and they had all the things worked out. All the conversations had been done, but you never heard a word from Kyle Whittingham. Never heard a word from the president, AD of Utah. But they were on board immediately. It was like, oh yes, this is our we have a lifeline, and that's the part. Like I said, Washington State, Oregon State, Cal, or Stanford. I don't know what they're going to do. I have absolutely no idea what they're going to do at this point. They're always like, well, we'll just go with the Mountain West. That's fine. They'll get something like 10 to 12,
no,
10 million.
4 million.
Yeah.
4 million.
So they might add some
10,
big money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great
so all of a
time
sudden, so you want to be a school like Cal, and you're going to get, let's say their value brings something more. They get 6 million, and the other schools are getting 88. That catches up with you over time.
Yeah, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit of a burden there.
So it's
I don't think most people can name who's in the Mountain West either. Jake,
they can give you what? Yeah, Boise State. You got Fresno State. UNLV. Is Hawaii in the Mountain West now?
Hawaii
yes, they are.
Yes, that's right there.
San Jose State, San Diego
Wyoming.
State, yeah. Wyoming. That's 7.
New Mexico.
There's 8. How many teams are in the Mountain West? That's 8.
I think there's 12. 1, 2, 3.
Air Force.
Air Force, Colorado.
There we go. That's 10.
12.
So we're missing 2.
Now, you know one for sure that you've talked about.
You said UNLV. Did you get that?
I did say UNLV, yeah.
Colorado State.
But he just said that.
Oh,
Colorado State, yeah.
Yes.
You say Utah State?
Nope,
didn't
say Utah State.
Yeah.
That's Bill's former stomping
Aggies,
grounds there.
It's funny. Most people can't do it. They can't.
But it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of brain power.
You can name who's in the SEC and the Big Ten, the ACC. There's some conferences you can't even name who's in them.
Nevada. Nevada be the last one in the Mountain West.
Yeah.
I don't even know because you really can't stay with if say the Pac-12 just adds, they're going to go add 8 teams in. How can you can't even say the Pac-12, the Conference of Champions, when all the champions have left?
No, they're all gone.
I mean, Stanford has some in other
yeah,
fashions, but
it's just it's dead. The conference is dead as we know it. The mountain pack, the pack mountain.
One thing for the Husker fans is, and for all fans, especially for the Husker fans, take that 2024 schedule and throw that away.
And
that
25 and 26.
Yeah, those all the ones that came out.
Yep.
That's all new. Yeah, that one's all the work they put into that. That's a hard redo. It's gonna get this schedule. We got this. Nope, that's gonna be a hard redo. So it's got. But so the value that was added, it also adds tough outs for Nebraska. Those two schools are football wise, basketball, baseball. Oregon's been decent. I'm not much about Washington, but those are value schools that have come into the league that create more competition. They're very well run organizations, and they're very they said they're tough to beat in their sports.
So there you go. There's the update. The schools are moving on. Oregon and Washington to the Big Ten, Utah, Arizona State, Arizona to the Big 12, as well as Colorado. And like you said, Bill, everything that happened with the schedule that you saw for 2024 doesn't matter anymore. It's going to be redone. Has to be redone. You got to get 2 more teams in there to figure out how they're going to fit in.
Well, yeah, and you kind of wonder if they're done. I mean,
right. Is the Big Ten going to add 2 more teams or not, or more?
Right.
I mean, is 20 the max? Yeah. Can they get more?
Once you went to 18, I'm 100% was hoping for 2 more, which would have been to me Oregon State, Washington State, because I put value myself, which is probably wrong. But I put my value in. Do they have any sort of school spirit? Any sort of what's it like when you go to a game there? And those 2 places are great. Washington State.
So what do you
and Oregon State?
What factors that determine who gets in the Big Ten? What are they?
I think right now it's just
market size,
and just what do they? How much money can they make?
Ability to generate TV revenue.
Yeah, that'd be the
brand recognition. Yeah. It's probably wins, losses to a certain extent lately. I'd say academics down the list. Those teams they just don't do it. Washington State and Oregon State, they don't bring eyeballs.
No, I agree with that.
So
I'm gonna say I'd rather have them than I would Cal and Stanford.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with Cal and Stanford. I mean, some talk about them going independent. I don't think Cal could go independent. I think they're deep in debt. Stanford probably could because it has
I think every time that there is expansion, like there has been in collaboration of conferences, it puts a harder squeeze on Notre Dame all the time on building their schedule. It just has to, in the future, have to be like this. Keeps getting harder and harder and harder. I know they had the 5 ACC games air, but it just makes it tough for them to keep building their conference. I would think. So some people are gonna be like, "Yeah, Notre Dame. We're not doing that. We've got
no reason to.
We got 9 games in our own league. We have our own stuff going on. That's just not a situation. Imagine right now USC is going to be in the Big Ten, so they're going to play 9 conference games, and then one of the games, the other game they always play is Notre Dame. That makes it that's a tough schedule.
Yes, it is.
That's a tough schedule for you. And if you look at a lot of teams, they're doing none of that. Look what just check Georgia's schedule out. I looked at it yesterday. The 4 teams they played non-conference. I mean, the one that would have to be that just say, how do we beat these guys? This is the tough one. Is Georgia Tech? Mm. They're the toughest one of the 4 non-conference, and they've been horrific in football.
They have been. They've not been good for quite some time,
and that's their toughest one. And so, playing Notre Dame when you're playing a 9-game schedule makes things very, very difficult for you.
Yeah, don't want to have that. When we come back, we will address some practice news from Saturday. Injury status of Penny Prohaska is out there, as well as some notes from the BTN bus tour. That's up next on Early Break and the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and the10fm.com.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states. Effective word of mouth traffic. Have some results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance-preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to HandHroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen, early break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462.
This ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Priced Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street-legal carts come in both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club, or space club, and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margarita like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over. Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com. Visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th street. Come be a part of the Gray Difference.
This
I'm not on drugs. I'm not drunk.
is Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Once week 2 of fall camp begins today, Matt Rule did speak to media following Saturday's practice for the Huskers. A little update on Teddy Prohaska. Were you at the session on Saturday or not?
That's my job.
Okay. What did you hear about from Matt Rule about Teddy Prohaska? That was kind of the big story was that, it felt like, from Saturday at least.
Yeah, it was kind of a big story. He may be out for the opener. He tweaked something. Rule didn't say what it was. I think he just heard a pop in his knee is what I've heard. But I think he's okay. I think he'll. Well, what did Rule say here? He said no term, but he's banged up. We'll think he'll be ready for the first game. That's what Rule says.
This is a player 6'10", 325. The first 3 games last year, rest of the season with the leg injury.
Shoulder
injury.
Yeah.
But he has had a leg injury problem in the past.
Yeah, he had a knee injury the previous season.
That's right.
A shoulder injury last season. So he's out for a little while. So they're working Turner Corcoran and Gunnar Gatula at that left tackle spot. Again, I think Prohaska will be. I mean, Matt Rule on Saturday, it wasn't sure if he'd be ready for the opener. Everything I'm hearing suggests he probably will be. So that's good news. I thought he almost as big was him talking about Isaac Gifford.
Okay.
And he's the man. I mean, if you wonder about what's going on without Farmer, who's in the portal, I guess, and Buford, who's out. I mean, Gifford's taking control of the safety position. Now, who's alongside him? There's a pretty long list of guys competing, but Gifford, Rule went so far as to say that Gifford's probably a multi-year NFL player in terms of his talent and his mindset. So he's taking control back at the safety spot.
Mentioned he's got a 35-inch vertical, 10.5 broad inch, 4.5 guy. People like the measurables. They like the numbers with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Isaac Gifford. Listen. I don't know if many people thought he was an NFL guy going.
I'd never heard that.
I haven't either.
But he's good. I mean, he's a tough kid. He's definitely a tough kid.
But you would assume, again, the big thing from the fan base, if you're trying to hear the rumblings from Saturday, that even though Matt Rule says the injury to Prohaska is not long-term and he should be back before the first game, there's understood trepidation by the fans saying this is a very important player who's missed time the last 2 seasons, has shown he's talented and a very good player. So for him to have an injury right now, even though they feel optimistic about it, is going to cause some issues and some concerned fans, understandably so.
Yeah.
Prohaska.
Yeah. I mean, but again, I think he's okay. So I wouldn't be all that concerned. It's that safety spot. The other guys involved are Deshaun Singleton, Omar Brown, and Phelan Sanford. He said, Rule said Tommy Hill is probably the big turnaround guy from the time I got here until now, as a Rule said. So Tommy's back to playing okay, I guess. And you can move a guy like Hartzog into that safety spot too. He had to be asked about Corey Collier. I said last week I thought Corey Collier had a good shot. I don't know. After Saturday, he's maybe a little further down the list than I thought.
Why is that?
Because Rule didn't really mention him until he was asked about him, So yeah, that's that. So that's that.
That's that.
Well, I feel obviously feel bad for Teddy being injured again. He has his body type leads to great strengths. With just the size, to have to run around the edge on a tackle that has that much length and size adds difficulty for defenders. At the same time, sometimes length also can add difficulty to injuries.
Yeah.
That's just common fact that sometimes when you're 6'10" and that long, you have a lot more surface to you.
Yeah.
You have a lot more, there's just more space. Like sometimes compact people, at that the 5'8", 5'9" guys don't get hurt as much.
Right.
And that's just normal. I don't know if it's some physics stuff there.
Physics.
I think it's physics, I think.
It's like a golf swing. If you're a long dude, I think a lot more can go wrong.
That's
If
true.
you're short,
You're
more
correct.
come back.
So
You're right.
So there's some of that. So again, it creates a great problem for the defenders to have to play against that type of length. And obviously Teddy's also extremely tough player, and so hopefully he gets himself through this and be back and be ready to go. But it was pretty positive when the head coach says he'll be back by the first game.
Yeah, and later he did say, if not the first game, the second game. Well, I don't know. Everything I'm hearing suggests it's okay. I'm not too worried. I wouldn't be, if I were Nebraska fan, I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Good luck with that. Good luck with it. Not worried, because again, this is somebody that I'm not saying they rushed him back in 2022 from the injury, but
I think they did.
They might have rushed him back,
Yeah.
and he got hurt again last year.
Shoulder,
not a leg this time, a shoulder, but still, it's the fact that, hey, this is a guy that's had some injury problems.
Yeah.
Do you want to risk rushing him back if there's a potential injury there? That's going to be the conversation you have.
Yeah, it just depends how well those other guys play. Like if you can put Turner Corcoran at left tackle and it looked good, then you don't worry about it. But it hasn't looked that good.
No, it hasn't. It has not. Bryce Penhart, of course, has been problematic at right tackle. They are going to keep giving him a shot there. We'll see if the guard positions are better than last year too. But yeah, you don't just plug and play a left tackle. And it's just like it's great.
No, you're right.
If you are better than the rest, it is a significant drop off in protection when you go to your backup left tackle.
I think
the style of offense leads to, from what the bits and pieces that you pick up from it and some things you see from that I watched on the Big Ten Network, just the opportunity to be able to run the football and play action pass helps left tackles, helps right tackles, helps everyone. Instead, in contrast to we're going to drop back 50 times a day and a game, that makes it more difficult.
I didn't think whip helped the offensive line very much.
And so it's more, so I believe there's a chance. I believe that it just seems schematic can take some pressure off of them just by play call.
Oh yeah,
just by how the game is being called, how it's being played. I think that will be an advantage for Nebraska.
Oh yeah, it could help the offensive line take stress off those guys.
We'll see. You will see. But again, Teddy Prohaska again is banged up now. We'll see if he's back for the first game, maybe the second game. But yeah, Bill.
Something to add in. We have callers call in sometimes, right?
We do. And you guys are welcome. 402-464-5685.
And when you call, like anytime caller, you get excited when you get a good call or a good question, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to just remind you, and like the breakers are outstanding. Have a good take. Have something thought through. I'm driving on Saturday back to Lincoln. I'm listening to a national show because there's a lot going on. A guy calls in. He goes, I don't see what the concern is. This is pretty fixable for the Pac-4. Says real fixable. All they got to do is grab Notre Dame and then get 5 Mountain West schools. I'm just like, that's what Notre Dame's think. Jump in with Washington State, Oregon State, the most sought after school that there is right now is Notre Dame. There's nobody that Notre Dame calls that they don't go crazy. You want to see the Big Ten go to 20? Have Notre Dame throw their hand up and just watch it happen. You want to see the SEC take them? They would take them. The ACC, but I always keep saying about the ACC, but my point is, have some sort of sense to what you're saying when you call in.
Oh, there's a lot of this discussion. It's just people throwing stuff at the wall. I mean, a lot of it's not even.
It's live radio. I heard it.
What's gonna stick here?
It's like this is it.
There's a lot of terrible misinformation too.
Yeah, imagine the conference game of Notre Dame and Force and Utah State. Notre Dame travels to Logan today, but Utah State. Yeah, in the mountain, the Pac-Man conference. So
have a good take with it.
That's right. Have a good take when you call.
Wonder how long it'll be before the 2024 schedule comes out now. That's exciting because before we had 24 and 25, right?
We went over that. Yeah.
We went over that
And
first.
that's just a
loss.
lost
Nebraska.
cause.
It's like, okay, let's check this out. Now it's completely.
They
no.
can't make it until they know if there's more teams coming.
It's probably true.
Okay, if you got 2 more coming, well, hang on. Let's not make let's not make the schedule yet.
It's really interesting. It's really interesting. And I heard this morning they might have like 6 3-team divisions. Like, what are we doing?
3-team divisions.
Yeah. What are we doing?
So like pods, you're saying like,
Nah,
like a pod
I mean they talk
system?
like divisions. I don't know. It's really bizarre.
What do you do with those then?
I don't know. Don't ask me. It's not my.
Yeah, what would that even culminate to? 6 the winners of 6 different divisions.
I don't know.
Eventually, it will get redivided up, and they'll get back just like it does in the NFL. You're going to have like an AFC. It'll get back to some form of a conference. I can see the Big Ten being 10 schools, and then these are the 10 schools, and a piece. These are the that you have to be able to play in. It's just going to be too hard to keep take the top 2 out of 20 teams.
Yeah,
that sounds remarkably difficult.
Yeah,
I can't, because then the pressure comes on so hard onto those who are doing the schedule. Imagine sitting there going like, "Oh, hang on now. Can we do that to Michigan? Can we give them Ohio State's protected? Then we're going to give them this. They're going to go hold it now. How do you match out? If you just go by logos, how do you match out? Or, okay, Indiana, you've got Michigan, Michigan State, Penn State, Washington, USC.
I don't think the Big Ten wanted to do it.
And so it's the difficulty of doing a schedule is brutal. I can't even imagine that. I don't know what. I imagine it goes into they just run 10,000 simulators of here's the things that come out. It's not just someone going, I don't know. What do you think? Where should we put Purdue on game 3? I don't know.
Nope. No, it's not that.
Right.
So
it's probably took a long time to get the 2024-25 schedule with USC, UCLA, and now we got to restart it over again, completely redo it.
Good thing is it's only 23.
Yeah, it's great. You got some time.
The one thing that's going to happen is in a couple of weeks, the foot's going to hit the ball and everybody's going to be watching.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Week 0
and
is going to
hopefully
happen.
we can forget about expansion or realignment for a second. Just watch some football, enjoy what we have this year.
Yes,
but
and football will be great. Stuff will be good. Did you guys watch the Big Ten special on Nebraska? I did.
What did you learn from that, Bill? Because we're talking Jerry DiNardo.
It was just interesting to listen to him talk. I mean, it's per usual, especially when you've been on the inside of being a coach. Part of it is that there's really not a lot said. There's not a lot of you see a few video clips, and generally when they were showing the video clips, I saw a couple of the clips 9 times. The same clip. So
I just saw that.
Yeah,
I just saw that again.
So there was really nothing to see in that part of it. And they talked to coaches. Everyone at this time of year is extremely positive. So there wasn't anything earth-shattering coming out of it. I thought that DiNardo talked about some things which I thought was good. He talked about number one thing he took away from it was one voice that is the leader, the voice of things being Coach Rule, and his presence is very good to the team. He did come up with that. I thought that was a good take by him. But other than that, it wasn't too much over the top. There's more of a commitment to the run game, which people have talked about. There's more, a little bit of information on the 3-3-5 defense, but not a lot.
It's rare for those guys to come in and just really tear something down and say, "Oh, look terrible. Practice was awful today." You're not going to hear
They've done that.
They have. It's rare. It's rare, but they have very rarely come out and say, "Hey, I didn't like what I saw today," because it's tough to talk to the coaches and players. They don't want to make it awkward and say,
Plus,
"Hey,
they're the Big Ten network." So you have to promote Big Ten.
That's right.
Nothing's going to be.
We're not here to tear down the league.
Nothing's going to be horrible. But you have to. The reason I asked in a text message yesterday to you two was, when is the Big Ten Minnesota one on? Because I wanted to compare the two.
Oh yeah.
Just to see voice tone, everything was covered. Was it the same? Was there a different excitement by what did I just see out there? What did I not see out there? So I want to be able to compare them as they go through and see what the difference is by team.
They were in Minnesota yesterday, and they will have the TV special today on Minnesota.
So they'll probably run several times.
You can catch it about 4 or 5 times, I'm sure, on BTN today throughout the day.
So they're on the bus tour.
They're on the bus tour. They're on the bus tour.
That'd be kind of fun.
There'd be a lot of miles on the bus tour, and they don't. Their route doesn't make a lot of sense. They go Midwest, and they go back to East, and they come back to the Midwest again at some point.
Really?
Look at the
well,
schedule.
I figured
That's interesting.
They took Nebraska, Minnesota to start because they're the first game.
Absolutely.
And so they kind of operate themselves from there.
When we come back, Bills, Thrills, and Song of the day on early break on the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93 The Ticket and the Ticket.com.
Are you or electrical structural Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to
Gaina Trucking is hiring drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn how you can get some results for joint today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club, or space club, and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margarita, like Maui Wow, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own new Monday night tradition. $4 taco basket. Grab the crew and head on over Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge, 29th and Pine.
Rico here with HIS Auto, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 7th and Van Doren. God bless you.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended body shop. That's who we are.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're
No,
a big tough?
never feel like an
If
idiot.
you're a big tough guy this morning,
But you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Once again, your song of the day, Badlands by Bruce Springsteen, 464-5. 1 is bad, 10 is good, 10 is a rating on the song of the day.
Interesting choice, Jake.
Was an interesting choice. The Boss.
I haven't been to the Boss for a while.
The Boss.
I haven't played
How
Bruce
about that for a name?
for
The
a few
Boss.
months.
The Boss.
Yeah.
So that was his fourth studio album, Darkness on the Edge of Town. It's very heavy. My song's pretty heavy. I'd say that's an interesting choice. I don't know what to say.
Is that a
Surprising.
good or a bad thing?
It's good.
Interesting to be bad or good.
I'd say good. I'd go in the 5 range. I'll go 5.556.
Well, good thing with the Boss right there. So Clarence Clemens would have still been alive at that time, or saxophone.
Oh yeah,
the
player.
sax man.
I
Yeah.
think they was playing. The
Oh, he
sax.
played well
Clarence
into the
still there.
late '80s, I believe.
I think
And-
he was playing on that.
Yeah,
Hold on, I'll figure it out.
and that he was fabulous always. I enjoyed the song. I would put it more about 2. It's a 6-2 to me. I enjoy the Boss. Enjoy the song. It was a little deep.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, Clarence was playing.
Yeah, Clarence Clemens.
Yeah, he was definitely playing on that.
Yeah.
Saxophone, percussion, backup vocals.
He's incredible.
Roy
I'm
Baton.
going to give him a
piano.
6.8 just for Clarence.
6.8 for
It was a
Clarence.
6.2, 6.8 with Clarence.
Okay.
Yes.
So 5.5 for
Yes.
Sip and a 6.8
Yeah.
for
Yes.
for
It's
Bill.
all right.
Yes.
It's all right.
Some ratings here from the text line. Harper's dad is back. He's a 1. 4.1 Notorious B.I.B. 8.1. Jennifer 6.5. Hubby 5.9 from Novotny Nutrition and Wellness. Isaac says 9 for the Boss. Hole in a Boat says, what the hell was that? You get a 1.7.
Hole in the boat.
You don't hear that about the Boss very often. What the hell was that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Kyle says, oh, Jake, a 4.
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
Interesting choice.
Who in Columbus? Bird 4. Boss is overrated, says Bird.
Huh?
Your profession, your guys, media loves Bruce Springsteen.
Rick Heyman
Sports
says
writers
he's an
do.
imposter.
We did hear that.
That was from Rick. It was
He's a fraud.
a fraud. It's a fraud. That's
we
right.
have heard that from Rick Heyman.
Rick Heyman says he's a fraud.
that Bruce
So-
is a fraud.
Yes.
3.25 from Patton Waverly. Kyle says an 8. Eric says a 1. A 10. Corey and Lincoln a 5 says always felt this one was a little over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of Springsteen songs are a little over the top.
Josh, the Web City is 6.2, age 47. Mr. Pancake says, "Yikes! Alexa, play 70s country." It's a 4.
That'd be good.
It's a
That
4 for
would be.
Mr. Pancake.
Mr. Pancake.
Mr. Pancake. Jacob Hickman, 6.3. Texas Casanova says 3 on that one.
Texas Casanova. There's some great names.
Boss not getting much love there.
And McGee says, "Bruce always sounds drunk." 4.3.
Jeez.
That's low ratings for the boss today. The boss didn't get very, we got some high scores, but mostly average to bad scores today.
He's really tan, though. I saw him the other day.
Really?
He's really tan.
The boss?
The boss. Yeah, it's really tan.
I always would have. Yeah, that's interesting.
We used to drive by the boss's house a lot. He has like several there in New Jersey. So right where he grew up, he has a house right where he's.
You drive by there?
Oh yeah, drive by.
Are they palaces? Are they massive?
No, a couple of them are pretty normal. Boss is known for working out at just a normal gym there in New Jersey, going to this regular grocery store with everyone else. So I just kind of want to see if he was outside. I want to say hi.
Oh,
normal guy, just enjoying life. A lot of money.
Yeah. Very interesting choice by you.
Thank you. It's either a good or bad thing, but I'll say thank you. For
I'd say it was good.
Okay, let's get to Bill's Thrills on a Monday. Football facts. Here we go.
Some call him the most interesting man in the world.
That is setting up the morale mushroom. Go better with thunder and lightning.
Lock in.
Everyone else for Bill's Thrills on Early Break, sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors.
Once again, it's all by Mid-Plains Advisors.
Awesome. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate that very much. Complete 180 at this juncture. There will be no football facts today. Today is something new. It's a commentary. We will get to football later in the week. So we're not ditching the football facts. It's going to come back up. This is our commentary. The phrase, "what's done is done." And then I always talk about what's done well is timeless. So we're going to talk about well done today. Well done. So I go to a powerful small town funeral on Friday in Plainview, Nebraska. Attendance, roughly 600 plus. Okay. Church setting with a big overflow. That's where I sat at. Ages 4 to 94. Dress. This is for, again, Plainview again like that, how Plainview represented Nebraska. Dress attire was coat and tie to bib overalls. Here's where things change for me. The first hymn they play is "How Great Thou Art." And there's a little small lead into the song.
Okay.
And then the song starts. And I'm expecting just kind of a low mumble turn, just kind of, it was so loud and so powerful. Hearing 600 people sing. And the room we were in was 300 plus. And it was off the charts, which brings me to, you sing loud when things matter. It was incredible. And then also the volume was insane. It was an Air Force funeral. There was a police escort of over 300 plus cars to the funeral, to the burial site. And then they get to the reception. They have a reception in the Legion Hall. And there's 600, probably more towards 700 people there. It's open. There's an open bar. There's food for everyone. And this was Andrew Lingenfelter, who was a really good friend of Bert and Kim Lingenfelter's, my personal really good friends. Bert's a personal friend of Steve Sipple also. But it just reminded me of how great this state is and how Plainview, for that one time, took the baton for every small town in Nebraska and just exploded in respect for someone from their community. It was incredible. It also led me to think about why every time when I leave here every morning this time of year I'm nauseous, my stomach is so upset because I'm not coaching, and it's only because I'm not coaching here at Nebraska because this state is so powerful. Plainview, well done.
Nice.
All right. I'd say
Nice,
it's a wonderful rendition of Bill's Thrills. Well done to Plainview.
Well
and
done by
everything.
you.
Yes, well done, Bill. That was excellent there. Contact Dirk Scott and Ty for all your needs at Mid Plains Advisors for financial needs. Mid Plains Advisors, Dirk Scott and Ty, your contacts there. They'll take care of you. When we come back, top of the hour, next on early break, Jerry DiNardo of the Big Ten Network will join us on the phone.
Thank you, Steve Sipple.
On early
this is
break.
the voice of the Big Ten.
That's right. That's next
This
early
is
break.
the voice of the Big Ten.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM, the home of City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Break with Steve Jake Sorensen on The Ticket and TicketFM.com.
Day by day, story about Tom Osborne, the Nebraska Cornhuskers' decades-long pursuit of a national championship. Interviews with former players and coaches, as well as famous fans like Peyton and Archie Manning, Larry the Cable Guy, and numerous NCAA and NFL legends. Day by Day is the riveting, untold story of one of the most dominant, celebrated, and controversial football teams ever. Opening in theaters on August 11th, visit daybydaymovie.com for details.
Are you ready to upgrade your combine? Don't wait. Now to choose from the widest selection of used combines at Acres Equipment. Acres, Nebraska's leading John Deere combine dealer, is 2.9% interest for 60 months on over 100 pre-owned combines. Each combine includes our A-plus uptime program to keep you running flawless throughout harvest season. Go to acres.com late model equipment. Find what you like and we'll deliver it to your farm for free. Acres, solutions for every field.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Look at your car. It's filthy and probably has a few dings and nicks all over it. Don't be that guy. Get it upgraded and repaired at Renew Your Auto. At Renew Your Auto, they offer tons of services: ceramic window tinting, paintless dent repair, washes and detail shop, and more. Where can you go to get services like that all in one? RenewYourAuto.com. See what Renew can do for you. A lot of businesses say that they're family focused. When tough situations in life arise, the business feels anything but for your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, as they do with customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call
432-6740. You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS will make you glad you did. 5% off and for to
It's time for the Respect from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers. Not the Texans, and I'm not the Titans, so I'm out.
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Monday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Hour 2 sponsored by our friends at Midwest Bank, member FDIC, location in Lincoln at 27th and Jamie Lane. New location coming to 70th and Pioneers by the beginning of 2024. Again, Midwest Bank, member FDIC, our proud sponsor of Hour 2 on the program. Before we get, let's move on. We got our special guest on the line to start off the 7 o'clock hour. He's a man who's on a bus tour right now across the Midwest, the East Coast. That is Jerry DiNardo of the Big Ten Network. Jerry, good morning. Thanks for joining us. You were here in Lincoln on Friday. The question we have for you off the bat is, where are you right now, Jerry? Where is your next stop on the bus tour?
I am in Chicago. We have a morning practice at Northwestern, and then we go to State College, Maryland. No, it's Rutgers, Maryland, maybe Ohio State, Indiana. I kind of lose track after that. I've got to look at the sheet. I can't memorize.
You just long for the ride and look at practice and make notes. So let's go back to your time in Nebraska. You guys started things off in Lincoln, Jerry. Now I'm curious. You guys did a couple things about Jeff Sims, the culture in general. I want to start with Jeff Sims, the quarterback for Nebraska. Again, we have not seen him besides the spring game here in Lincoln. When you saw, what were your guys' initial impressions of Jeff Sims, the likely starter for the Huskers this upcoming season?
Well, when you look at the quarterback, you're really looking at the offense, right? So I thought they were far along, or right where they're supposed to be with the run game. I mean, it's going to be an aggressive run game. They're running scheme, the gap schemes are side option. I thought that looked very good. So I think Sims handled that very well. Sims in the run game is, I said this to Howard on air. I mean, he looks like a big physical tailback. I mean, not that they're going to be an option team, but that's part of everybody's offense now, because it helps the offense get the numbers the way they want in the box. I thought the pass game was behind the run game, and I think that in most cases, there's only 3 quarterbacks in the league that are coming back. Everybody else has a first-time quarterback, so I don't think this is going to be any different than where I go, where if they have this style of offense, meaning a physical run offense mixing in the option, I think all quarterbacks are going to be further along in the run game than the pass game. So that's how I saw it. I saw Jeff as, obviously their starting quarterback. He fits their scheme. He's a first-time quarterback in that scheme. And I think the pass game has some work to do.
Hey, Jerry, I just want to back up a little bit. When you come to a school, when you go to Northwestern today, you came to Nebraska, what are you looking for? I mean, when I go to a practice, my eyes are darting all over the place. What do you try to lock in on?
Yeah, I start at the line of scrimmage. Either offense or defensive line, it doesn't really matter. But before I go anywhere, I want to see what they are, see what they look like at the line of scrimmage. So in Nebraska's case, I thought their offensive line was fine. I actually thought the line of scrimmage was better than I had anticipated. So that's where I start. And then after that, it really depends on the team. Then I went to Sims. Then I wanted to go to quarterback. So, by way of example, last year, I rushed to see CJ at Ohio State. I mean, he's a known quantity at quarterback. So line of scrimmage first and everything else. As a Bill, you know this. I mean, you love to see coaches coach. Who are the best teachers? How do they present themselves? What's the head coach's role if it's a new head coach? I just mean all those kind of organization things. Sometimes I'll get caught off guard. It happened to me the other day when Howard asked me, because Dave Remsen wasn't with us, so Howard was kind of hosting the show, about specific names. I don't do a great job at learning everybody's name in the offensive line or every linebacker or something like that. I want to know the line of scrimmage, the quarterback, and then I love the structure of practice and the way everybody goes about their business.
Coach, Bill Busch here. I really enjoyed the segment, and you talked about on the show of Nebraska's review about the message and the messenger and Matt Rule. And obviously your resume as a head coach is incredible. Tell me what you saw in his message and how he was able to relate with the players.
Yeah, Bill. So Nebraska's a little unique for me, right? Because I go back to 1972 Orange Bowl, Coach Devaney's last game, and then obviously my Colorado history. So I've always been a guy who's watched Nebraska, and I always have this saying that if you've had greatness in your past, you can have greatness in your future. Nebraska's testing me on that theory, but they've had some conference changes and some things that no one else has really had. So for me, I follow the coaches that we have had since I've been in the Big Ten Network. Bo, who I thought was a terrific coach, obviously public relations wasn't a strong suit, and he had some issues there. Mike Riley, I think a wonderful guy, but not a great messenger, right? I mean, you have to be with him one-on-one really to know the kind of really good guy he is, right? Mm-hmm. Scott Frost, I thought just because he played there, he had to reach out. I think Matt is a guy who's so approachable, and it reminds me of when I went to LSU. The state owns you. I mean, you're their property. If you embrace that and you understand that, I think the narrative around programs like Nebraska and like LSU, the fans have to be on your side. Alienating a fan base like that is just counterproductive. Being aloof with a fan base like that is counterproductive. And what I've seen from afar with Matt is that he has embraced the state of Nebraska. Well, he's the same way on the field, right? You're not two different people. So I think he's approachable to the players. He's approachable to the coaches. He coaches groups. He'll move around. It was just, I think, I hate to say this because ultimately most of us get fired, but it seems like he's a perfect, not just a football at Nebraska. As you guys know better than I do, mm-hmm. You have to be outwardly thinking to your fan base. And I could see why he's so good at it, because he's so good at it. My comment was, when the message is good, when the messenger has the ability to deliver the message, it usually works. And that's what I see in Matt Rule.
Joined by Jerry DiNardo, BTN, making the rounds on the bus tour throughout the Big Ten. I'm curious, Jerry, you guys saw Minnesota this weekend in Nebraska, of course, on Friday. The first game of the season for the Huskers is at Minnesota on Thursday, the 31st of this month. Do you see a team at the Gophers that's way ahead of Nebraska from the one practice? How do you kind of compare the two schools in your visits to them?
Yeah, this is really this has ever happened to us in week 0 that we've seen the teams. Yeah, the difference is, and again, Minnesota only had 2 offensive linemen coming back. They have a new quarterback. I mean, they have some questions, but what jumps out at you at Minnesota is that's a 7-year program. I mean, PJ has been there 7 years. They have depth everywhere. I mean, the Bills question, you walk around practice. What I was impressed about there is every position has depth. I mean, they run well. I think this offensive line coach at Minnesota really is good. I mean, he's constantly developing these offensive lines. The defensive line was long at defensive end. They were thick at defensive tackle. So the difference is, you know, you from 10,000 feet, you could tell this might be this guy's first year at a program, and this might be a guy that's been at a program for several years. It's established. It has more depth than Nebraska. You know, obviously everybody knows the routine. It's the same routine that these kids have been going through since they've been there. So veteran program, rookie program, I think is the best way I could describe the difference. Now, Kaliakmanis is a great talent. I mean, he can spin it. I doubt they're going to be 70% run like they were with Tana and Mo. I mean, this Kaliakmanis could be a big-time quarterback.
Did you think Nebraska had enough depth up front on defense?
Well, I think it's better. I don't know that you ever have enough depth up front on defense. You know, the way the game's being played now. You know, they're rotating defensive linemen in there because you're defending the spread and you're constantly in a pass rush or you're constantly chasing someone down. And so depth at the defensive line, you know, no, I'm guessing Matt's not happy with it. I don't know that many coaches would be. Coincidentally, we're talking about Minnesota. I would think Minnesota is, but again, this is 7 years in the team, and nowadays, you know, who the heck is anywhere 7 years?
Yeah, good point.
Jerry, I'm curious. You mentioned that the pass game seems behind the run game so far in practice for Nebraska. A lot of questions regarding the offensive line for the Huskers in the past couple of years. And what do you see from the O-line in your visit to Nebraska?
I see them better. I really do. I see them better. You know, they lack some depth, and you know, they're not where again, to go back to the historic perspective of Nebraska. I mean, think about the offensive lines during the history of Nebraska, right? They're not there yet, but you know, they certainly can get there. You know, they've got big numbers. I know they've changed the rule how many players you can have at practice. The other thing that Matt did that was not very unusual, but unusual, and I do believe you guys could ask him that he got this from Coach Osborne, because he has mentioned he wasn't used to the rosters being this big, and he talked to Coach Osborne about it. And Steve, I don't know if you've been to practice, or Bill, if you've been to practice, but they have a circuit, which is pretty common, but it's team circuit. So, you know, everyone's getting a ton of reps. I want to say I counted 11 cameras out there. And I said to Coach, how can you possibly watch all this tape? But the reason I have 11 cameras is they have all these team drills going on, and everybody has to be on tape. And so one thing they're doing probably, which is a throwback, is the young players who probably will never see the stadium this year in a real game are getting as many reps sometimes in practice as the first team. And that's unusual. You need the facilities for it, you need the coaches for it, and you obviously need the equipment like the cameras for it.
Jerry, you guys are visiting Western today. You said, I'm curious, you know, that's obviously a mess with Fitzgerald out, the whole Hezzy situation, the new interim coach there for you know, this season. What can you take away from practice? What are you looking for today in that situation that they're inheriting there?
Well, before the crises, you know, they had only won 2 games, I think, in the last 2 years, and I think they're 4-20 since they won the West. So before the crises, I was, you know, seeing the talent level. Players play, coaches coach, and so you win 2 games in 2 years. I mean, it's got to be somebody's fault, you know. And so I don't think they had the players in past years, and I thought the recruiting wasn't what it was like in other places. And so, you know, there's not much we can do about the crises. You know, we're all in a very difficult situation, as you can imagine. With what we say and what we do.
Mm-hmm.
We respect what they're going through and have our own opinions that, you know, we can share some, we can't share others.
Mm-hmm.
And so I honestly just want to look at the team. You know, the coaching staff is upside down and everything else. So I just want to see what kind of players they have. You know, how many guys are left in that roster that really can compete in the Big Ten. I'm guessing that of the 14 schools, they may have the least amount of talent, but I don't know that for sure.
Talking about Jerry DiNardo, Big Ten Network. I'm curious, obviously this past weekend, Oregon and Washington were admitted to the Big Ten. Now 18 teams, possibly more on top of that. Jerry, do you view, I mean, now that's 4 schools from the West Coast of USC, USC, UCLA, Oregon now in the Big Ten, a truly coast-to-coast league. What is your initial reaction to those two joining the conference and also the Pac-12 basically dissipating as part of those teams also go to the Big 12?
Yeah, just the obvious stuff. This is about the money, and this is about people that are in an arms race, they're in a salary race, and they really can't keep up with everybody else. I mean, you look at Florida State. I mean, they've made this point. They have basically said we cannot compete with what we're getting paid with in the ACC. Well, I think the same thing is true about the Pac-12. So I think that's pretty obvious. What bothers me the most is when this first started with USC and UCLA, not enough attention towards the other sports. Football has the least amount of problems when it comes to travel. I'm concerned about the student athletes that play twice a week, volleyball, lacrosse, whatever those sports are where basketball, where it's multiple games per week. You would say to a student athlete at Oregon, hey, you have Rutgers on Saturday. You know what? As long as you're there, you might as well play Maryland because you're on the East Coast. And then stop by Penn State and we'll see you next week on camp. So I'm concerned that there's not, and maybe they're thinking about it and not sharing their ideas. I made the comment at Nebraska when this first broke. I think it's time to revisit East and West. Especially for the other sports, but even for football. You could take the 4 Pac-12 teams. I think you go Iowa, Nebraska, Minnesota, wherever you divide that up. Try to keep your permanent crossovers as your traditional rivals. But let's try to make the West Coast teams travel not much different than it was when they were in the Pac-12. So whatever it was from LA to Washington, take that by way of example. Or take the worst, take an Arizona team playing at the Washington in the old Pac-12. If that was acceptable, if that was manageable, figure out that how many miles that was. Now start at the West Coast schools that are joining the Big Ten. Go that many miles east, see where we wind up. And certainly for all the other sports, let's go east and west, but even let's consider it for football as well. Everything else is pretty obvious. I mean, it's about the money. It's about everybody paying their bills. And it's not about 12. They've always had issues because of time zone. So people don't grow up watching. If you're not on the West Coast, you don't grow up watching Pac-12 football because it's too late at night. So they've always had this issue with how many people are watching and how much money they're getting paid.
Jerry, I don't know if you do predictions or not, but who do you like in the Big Ten?
Well, without seeing everybody, I picked Penn State in the East.
You did?
Yeah, I did, and we didn't really. I don't remember anybody asking about the West. And I usually don't make that kind of prediction. I'm not even sure why I did, but I mean, I know why I made the prediction. I don't know why I agreed to answer the question. I usually don't do that, especially until after the tour. So yeah, I think Penn State's a really talented team. I still think, guys, there's if you want to call them old-fashioned values, like not revenge necessarily, but young people are still motivated by what they haven't achieved, and I think James Franklin does a very good job with this. Ohio State's had a tremendous amount of recent success. Michigan's had a tremendous amount of success. Penn State only lost to Michigan and Ohio State last year. And they got a rookie quarterback and this and that. I just think that young people are still motivated by things that they want to achieve, and they haven't. And so Michigan's a 2-time winner, as we all know. Ohio State's had a lot of success. I think Penn State could be the hungriest team of those three.
Jerry, regarding Nebraska, I mean, the fans are just obviously starving for a bowl game. It's been since 2016. They've been 3-9, 4-8, 2-6, and they had some rough stretches. I know you can't see a lot after one practice, but I mean, the schedule's gettable this year for Nebraska. Do you expect this team to be in a bowl game this postseason?
Well, I said this after watching them that, when teams, I want to say in the last 2 years, you guys would know better than me, Nebraska's lost 12 close games. And, there's a lot of reasons for losing close games, and we can all pick at the reasons. But I do think, to my point about Penn State, I do think that's motivating, even though there's a new coach. Those guys on the team, know what it's like to lose a close game. And I think that's motivation for them. So I came away by watching Matt structure his practice, early in camp, watching the enthusiasm, looking at the talent that, I think they're better equipped to win the close game. So if I'm right about that, then they go to a bowl game because their schedule is doable. And so if they can avoid the just end of the game letdowns, I think yes, they are in a bowl game. Again, I've only seen 2 schools, but at some point I'll be able to match the talent up with Nebraska to the other 13. I really can't do that now. So it's hard to answer that question.
Coach DiNardo, Bill Busch again. One last thing, we have something in common in that obviously you coached at LSU, and I was there for several years. I was on Coach Orgeron's staff at LSU, and here in Nebraska this time of year, people talk about how it's humid. Can you explain to people what real humidity is like at LSU?
I'll tell you one thing, Bill. If anyone that I coached, in fact, I was talking to one of my ex-basketball players the other day, and he asked me he's a coach. He asked me what mistakes I had made. I said, coming from the north, the heat issue in the SEC is just, it's overwhelming. And I'm just happy that everybody survived what I was doing, because I didn't really, it's hard to describe what it's like there. I think Kelly's practicing half inside and half outside and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's crazy, Bill. Right?
It's really
it's hard to describe.
It is.
I live down. I live in Florida, so I get it. This tour is a break for the weather for me. It's like my vacation.
Awesome.
Like
Thanks, Coach.
It's like my condo on the ocean.
Jerry, always great stuff. Enjoy the rest of the BTN bus tour. Appreciate your time. We will chat with you again down the road.
Okay, guys. Thanks for having me.
Jerry DiNardo, Big Ten Network. Again, they're making the rounds. Nebraska first, Minnesota second, Northwestern today. You can watch the special in Minnesota from yesterday, today, Northwestern tomorrow on BTN.
What a job they do. It's just incredible. And I was listening to Coach detailed, and also they're likable. You just want to listen to them talk. I could listen to Gary DiNardo talk for like
Jerry.
4 hours. Jerry, yes.
Yeah.
Jerry, yes.
Yeah.
I might say Gary, I'm not sure, but
Yeah, it's okay.
But I call him Coach.
Yeah. I mean, excellent. This is interesting.
Yep, good insight on Nebraska, the quarterback, the offensive line, everything there. So if you missed any of that, just tuning in, check it out, the podcast page. Jerry DiNardo, Big Ten Network, always good stuff there. We'll have more next on Early Break in the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a location in January 2024 at 70th Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenience in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team is here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Look at your car. It's filthy and probably has a few dings and nicks all over it. Don't be that guy. Get it upgraded and repaired at Renew Your Auto. At Renew Your Auto, they offer tons of services: ceramic coating, window tinting, paintless dent repair, washes and details, bed liners, body shop, and more. Where can you go to get services like that all in one place? Schedule your appointment today at renewyourauto.com. See what Renew can do for you. There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock, or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornersker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Are you ready to upgrade your combine? Don't wait. Act now to choose from the widest selection of used combines at Acres Equipment. Acres, Nebraska's leading John Deere combine dealer, is offering 2.9% interest for 60 months on over 100 pre-owned combines. Each combine includes our A-plus uptime program to keep you running flawlessly throughout harvest season. Go to acres.com to view a huge inventory of low-hour, late-model equipment. Find what you like, and we'll deliver it to your farm for free. Acres, solutions for every field.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com. Visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
You finally finished your man cave in the basement. Brand furniture, huge TV, and all of your collector's items. You're ready for football season. You were so excited until one bad rain and it is ruined. Don't risk a flooded basement and countless dollars in damages when it can be avoided. Call John Henry's today for a free sump pump estimate for your home.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing.
If you struggle with joint pain, it's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
We're on the air.
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
Some more of Early Break with Sip and Jake.
Simple, you are an idiot.
Brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
From the YouTube stream, Bolt says, great interview this morning with Jerry DiNardo. Jerry was great. If you missed any of that, please check the podcast page. Jerry DiNardo was here for the Big Ten Network bus tour. First stop was in Lincoln, Northwestern today in Evanston. That'd be very interesting to see what that's like. I'm curious if they talked to the players up there, and as well as David Braun, the interim coach. But once again, thanks to Jerry DiNardo for joining us last segment.
Picks Pitt State.
We don't hate that. We've talked at length in this show over the last month or so regarding Penn State. We would not be shocked if they won the division.
No.
Or won the conference.
Penn State, like I said, they're a very motivated team, and it's just about right for them. Just Michigan's tougher because of the quarterback returning, but like Coach said, only 3 of the 14 are bringing back their quarterback. Same with that. That makes the league wide open.
Yeah,
that makes the league wide open right away. Like I said last year, it was like, okay. Like I said, he mentioned at Ohio State how he goes, I didn't gravitate to the quarterback at all because I already knew him. He's a great player.
Yeah.
And just like a year ago, you wouldn't have gravitated to Alabama quarterback. He's the returning Heisman Trophy winner. So it is interesting. But I thought his comment was, I'm sure not that his comment was spot on, but just very interesting how he noted, PJ, it's year 7.
Right.
What a
Minnesota,
difference.
yep.
What a difference year 7 is, because he was pretty bold about the guys running around and the guys running around behind him. That stood out. That he thought they really looked the part, moved around, in year 7, and also he had great praise for the offensive line coach. So it appeared the 3 guys they lost, he must have saw them function at a pretty high speed from what he was able to talk about.
Yeah, 7th year thing. I mean, one way he said it manifests itself as depth. I didn't get a chance to ask him. I wonder how else you can see 7th year, versus first year. I would have liked to ask him that. And what other ways do you see a program in its 7th year versus a program in its first year?
Probably just, and I'd have to think it'd be the number of. There's always a change in staffs, but they probably have 7 to 8 on Minnesota staff that have been there for several years.
Yeah.
So when you go to practice, when I was coaching for whoever, and you have worked with them before, everything how things are supposed to look and be.
Right.
When you're first year out there, even though you talk about it, hey, we want transition, we want this, it's just better as it goes along. Like if you just look at people's how things took off for Coach Osborne, it was as things kept going. They stayed with the same coaching staff, they stayed with the same coaches, had a plan, and all of a sudden things started to get better all the time.
Yeah. Then I thought what he said about Sims was interesting. And he did say, he said on the show, he's got some development to do in the passing game. He's learning a new system. So he says, I think the pass game comes a little slower for quarterbacks in the portal age. And I guess that's just probably because they're, all these guys, they're in their first year of learning it. So in camp, it doesn't develop as fast as it might if that quarterback was there for a while.
And I think what we talked about in our early segment was that he discussed that run game is the best way to develop it.
Yeah.
We talked about having a run game, be able to run the football is what's going to really help develop your quarterback.
Well, yeah, they're going to try. They're going to try to do it. I mean, I don't think they're just going to be a 60, 70% run team. I don't think you can do that. I don't think you got the line to do it. But I think they'll take some pressure off the quarterback by trying to, and trying more play action.
I would agree.
Yesterday, transitioning to basketball, Nebraska did go to Spain. They went 3-0, so they had a couple close games. They blew out the last opponent, so it was a good trip to Spain. We saw Eli Rice play well, Bryce Williams play well over there. Cale Jacobson, a walk-on from Ashland Greenwood, had actually a nice trip for Nebraska. But we all know the situation with Aaron Eulis, the projected point guard for this team. Probably not going to be here. Not official yet, but probably not going to be
We're
part
pretty
of the
safe
team.
on that one.
Just going to say that. It's not official, but probably not going to be here. So Nebraska had to make some moves yesterday. They add a point guard, a Ball State point guard, Jerron Boogie Coleman.
Great name.
He was a second-team All-MAC player last season, averaged about 14.3 points per game, 3.8 assists per game, and 4.9 rebounds per game. So 86 career starts he's had in his time.
It's a lot of games played
for Jerron Boogie Coleman.
So with the numbers that he had and the number of starts, 14, what did you say, 14 points a game?
Yep, last year, 14 points a game.
That many starts. My question is, it's just kind of odd. Why is he still available?
Well,
wait for the right offer, maybe.
I mean, he just graduated.
So he went as a grad transfer.
Right.
So he just got done.
He just
so we just went into the pro. So he's not been in the. So he just went in.
Just went in.
Okay.
He graduated July 22nd.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
So he's eligible Tuesday, August 1st was the first time he was
gotcha.
eligible.
Total sense.
That's interesting
because if he'd been in the portal for 5 months, that's not at all unique. That makes total sense.
It's interesting because he went to Ball State, went to Missouri, went back to Ball State. Now he's at Nebraska. And the Ball State coach is Michael Lewis. Michael Lewis didn't mince words on this. It's pretty interesting what he said in a statement.
Okay.
This is Michael Lewis who's the former Nebraska assistant. He said, as a program, we are proud of many of Jaron's accomplishments, might be Jaron, but none more than Boogie becoming his family's first college graduate upon completing summer school requirements on July 22nd. And this is where it gets interesting. Lewis said, I believe that Ball State University has gone above and beyond to provide a foundation of success for Boogie's future, including graduation. Although we are disappointed in the timing of decision, we'll always support graduating our student athletes regardless of risk due to current NCAA rules regarding transfer eligibility and other external influences. Yeah, he wanted him there.
Yeah, he's not very happy.
Yeah, no.
Hey, man, we went above and beyond
Right.
for you, and you left.
Right.
Come on, Boogie.
Got your degree and took off.
Yeah.
That's the world. I don't know what happened.
I really can't imagine this because I would be.
Oh yeah.
I would.
This is August, man. That's your guy. You're counting on that dude.
Point guard.
It's your point
That's
guard.
your point guard.
Yeah.
And that's that would be so I'm on board with it.
I can imagine.
I'm on board with how it worked out here. So in the end, Nebraska may have gotten better.
Should have.
Sounds like that probably have upgraded from having something go wrong to having a plan to go fix it. So it might be something that works out tremendous for.
Yeah, I hesitate to say they got better before I see him play.
Yeah.
I've never seen him play. So,
but his numbers now I know that wasn't the Big Ten, but those are pretty good numbers. And number of games started, right? 68, is that right?
35% from 3-point range. It's not horrible for that. But decent for them.
he's 38% shooter overall. He might be all right. I mean, this is what you get in August. You know,
you got a guy. It chose Nebraska over Michigan, UCF, Ole Miss, Auburn, Oklahoma State, and a few others. So there's teams after him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So when you lose your point guard,
It's
Ulis,
fascinating the way that
this is a pretty nice recovery. It appears on paper for Nebraska to overcome
Absolutely.
the
Nice
likely
job.
loss of Aaron Ulis.
Absolutely.
And again, like I said, it was an overall good appearance with the limited amount of guys. They didn't have their full roster out in Spain, and they still went 3-0. Not the best competition, but
That was my other question. I don't know how you judge the competition.
Right.
I'm not sure what level they were playing against. Not sure, but I think we'd all say we felt better about them winning right now and being 3-0, just to have success. Just to have success. Than it is say, well, we're going to play their national team, and we get beat, and we're not
get beat by 40.
Yeah, that doesn't help you any.
No,
at
that
this
wouldn't.
point.
That'd not be great.
And so I saw a few photos like that. So look, they had an awesome trip. So very impressive what they did, and also what the volleyball team did just this summer and travel.
Yeah, again, a name that popped, like I mentioned earlier, was Eli Rice, someone that we've not really talked about for this team, and he was getting 18 a game to 3 games. So Eli Rice might be someone to watch out for. Tominaga did not make the trip to Spain. He was occupied with, I think,
he's playing on his national
team.
Yeah, so he didn't make the trip.
Yeah,
and but still, good showing for the Huskers out in Spain, and of course, a nice addition with Boogie Coleman yesterday from the portal from Ball State.
Nice.
Anything else you want to get to before the game show? Sip it all?
I don't think so.
Bill?
No, I'm good with everything. Like we talked about, we go back to the part with Nebraska and what Coach said. I mentioned that earlier, that it's probably have to get back to divisions when you have 20, and he spoke about that.
Yeah.
And I thought that made total sense. That if all of a sudden it is, can you imagine that again? It's those 4 teams. It's Nebraska, Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota. Add like that, probably 2 more, which would probably be maybe Purdue, Indiana, whatever. Somewhere in the Illinois probably is the one that falls in there. Northwestern, probably Illinois, Northwestern. But that does get back to making sense again.
Yeah,
it gets back to the way to go to have, because you're still going to have some crossover games. So you're going to have that. You're still going to have some things. But I don't know how you manage it at 18. Now you're getting back to that problem where, well, they're in our league, but we don't play them.
Never play
It's like
them.
Georgia's never been to Texas A&M.
Right.
They've been in the league for like 14 years.
Yeah, there'll be teams you don't play
No.
for 5 years. If you keep
It's-
adding, it won't even. You get to 20, get to 22, there'll be teams you never
But it
play.
ju- yeah.
10 years. Haven't been there for 10
I
years.
just don't see at 18 how you don't get back to divisions.
Oh, you have to.
I think you have to get back to some form of
Maybe more than 2
of a division. And so, yeah, the plan with it could be interesting. That's for sure. But I think that would be something. But again, Nebraska's at the at the big table.
Yeah, I don't think they can lose their place.
They're in great spot with where they're at. The money's coming in. They're locked in. They have all the new facilities. Things are going in the right direction. Tough league. Whew.
Oh God.
Oh, tough league.
Yeah, schedule's got to be a bear.
Tough league. Who they added in. That was one thing also that I'd never thought about that Coach Renato talked about was the distance from Arizona to Washington. That's a flight.
Yeah,
that's a flight. That flight is no different probably than from LA to Nebraska. Be the same time in the air, and so that's a flight.
Amazing.
Yeah.
The whole thing's amazing.
So it's not so far out of the realm of possibilities. But somebody at the Big Ten, they got a lot of work to do.
They do.
Who's ever that person right now that's just crunching the numbers and trying to do schedules and all those things. And like you said, all of a sudden it could be all done again. They release it in because just think about this.
2 more teams.
Right now, generally, it's always we talked about when it was going to get released. Right, the schedule is a big deal for us. So they got to talk about it. We got to know what's coming up a year from now. Now that it's all out the window, you're probably not releasing 24 until you might be just like 5 or 6 months out from the first game before you release who you're playing. So that's mayhem, complete mayhem.
There's got to be some kind of window where you do it to satisfy the TV people though, and your fans.
Yeah.
When's the deadline?
The fans have
cutoff.
I'm sure in their mind, Big Ten's like, yeah, we have a cutoff. We have to have this by this date. We have to have a release
Can't
date.
keep adding
this.
teams.
Because eventually, except for fans, everybody's like, well, where are we going?
Right.
Because Nebraska has known now for 3 months of what their 24 and 25 schedule was.
Right.
Now they don't. So now all of a sudden it's like, hang on a second. There's probably people are already planning on things like, yeah, we're going to go to. I'm going to go to that game. Not so fast.
This all cropped up kind of quickly. Nobody expected this to happen. Colorado led to it, and it happened late.
Just think about that. A school with very little, productivity as of late in football, in basketball, nothing. They're the ones that were like the piece, the piece that when it got pulled, just flipped everything. It just flipped everything. It was, and guess who's smart? Colorado was really smart. They're like, we'll take that, and they got their full amount of money.
And they skipped Pac-12 media day. Said we're not going to be there.
Yeah.
Deion's fighting, the surgery here. He's okay. Didn't have to talk at Pac-12 media day. Didn't show up.
And then we didn't even delve into hardly at all the Big 12. And right now the Holy War is back on. BYU Utah.
That's
next
right.
year.
It is back
an
on.
unbelievable rivalry back on. Is that good for the state? Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
it's great for the state. Not just when they're playing in the same league. It's great for the state.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. Okay, let's play the game show. Give us a call right now at 402-464-5685. Your chance to win a business box of bagels, 2 bagels and Joe. Today, the topic is Big Ten kickers, punters.
Oh.
What teams do these specialists play for in the conference?
Is this current?
Current. This
it shouldn't be that hard, but
season.
yeah.
Kickers and punters in the Big Ten Conference. I think you know that. Give us a call right now at 402-464-5685. Shut Up Sipple starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
Don't be scared. We have a line open for you, 402-464-5685. Big Ten kickers and punters. You've got 14 teams. It's not all of college football. It's the Big Ten. It's the current Big Ten, USC, not UCLA. This year's Big Ten. You have a caller. If you can hear me, you're playing the game show. Who do we have here today?
JR.
Who shot JR?
JR.
Yes. All right, JR. Bill is a lifeline for SIP for one question. As always, first question goes. Here we go. What Big Ten team does Drew Stevens kick for?
Oh, I got it.
Take a wild Illinois.
Field if you know it, Sip. I don't know it.
Iowa.
He's a stud. Walk-on kicker, was kicked a 54-yarder last year.
Yeah,
He's a stud.
he's their number one guy.
He's good. He's very good.
The number two guy's a gambler.
I'm in trouble here.
Okay, JR says he's in trouble. Bills in play. You're up 1-0. First question. What Big Ten team does Caleb Griffin kick for? Is this for Sip?
I might need some help on this one. Caleb Griffin.
You got it. Caleb Griffin.
I don't have.
Well, if Bill doesn't know, you shouldn't take him. You should just take a guess.
Penn State.
Okay, if you're taking Bill. So Bill's out. Bill's out.
Nice job.
JR, do you want that one? Do you want to pass?
I'll pass.
That would be Illinois. His first guess was Illinois. That one's Illinois. All right, back to you, JR, down 1-0 to tie it up. What Big Ten team does James Evans punt for? One of the best in the conference. James Evans.
Embarrassing.
I'm going to go with Michigan.
Okay, one of the best in the conference.
I would not guess it if you don't know it because Bill's out and you can go back to zeros.
Yeah, I'll just pass.
That would be Indiana, the Hoosiers for
Okay,
James
all
Evans.
right, we
The
got
Hoosier State.
I got to get one.
Okay, this is for the win. Bill's out, just you.
I'm out.
JR can steal, though, and go to the tiebreaker. What Big Ten team, Sip, does Jesse Mirco punt for?
Oh, for God's sake. How do you spell last name?
Mirco. Mirco?
Okay.
Let's go with
Maryland.
Mirco.
Maryland.
I would have went Maryland too.
JR, you got to go for this one. Who does he punt for?
Let's go with Michigan State.
Yes.
Well, you know what? It wasn't pretty. We got one question right on a steal of Drew Stevens of Iowa. He is the Ohio State punter, also one of the best in the conference. So
I don't know what to say. That's kind of embarrassing.
JR, thanks for calling in. Get your bag on a coffee, but calling down the road.
Thanks, guys. Happy Monday.
Thanks,
you.
JR.
Okay, all right. Who wants the tiebreaker? Bill, you want this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Because here we go. All right. Tiebreaker is this. How many punts ending inside the 20-yard line did Iowa's Tory Taylor have last year?
So inside 20. 31.
Sip, over under 31?
I'm changing it to 34.
Inside the 20.
34.
Over.
He had 38. Now, Brian Buschini had 14 last year. 38 for Tory Taylor. And Buschini is wonderful. Buschini's on the watch list for Ray Guy Award, as he should be. He's listed as like the 13th best punter in the country. It's on the list. 38 inside the 20 for Tory Taylor. He was an absolute weapon as a
Would that
punter.
be a lot more possessions? A lot more, maybe some more punts.
Yeah. I mean,
They were punting a lot.
They were punting a lot. That makes a difference.
They did punt a lot.
Yes.
Yeah,
They had a lot.
And
and
offense
defense
stalled
gave a lot.
out a lot.
And
The high majors, 42, 49 yard, and he's hitting the Aussie style kick, and he's very good at it.
oh, he's great.
And that's the one thing that I would always talk about their punters, that you never go broke taking a profit. I'd always say, which means our yard line was always the 8. I want the ball to land at the 8. We're not
Okay.
trying to get the ball at the 1.
Okay.
And if the ball ends up at the 14,
Mm-hmm.
it's still a profit.
Still pretty good. Yeah.
So you don't go broke taking a profit.
No.
You go broke when the ball goes in the end
Shoot.
zone.
Yeah.
And once someone lose their mind, including myself, punt the ball in the end zone. That just drives me.
Right.
If it go,
I can see that.
Buschini had some that went in the end zone, but he was punting from 60-some yards away as a full punt, and ball hit and rolled. That happens. That's that is what it is.
What if it lands in the air?
If it lands in the air in the end zone,
What kind of stare down does that give you?
and that's what
Stare down?
Brian was really good at. That he could control the ball and do that. We had a plan for if the ball got down tighter, we would punt the ball across the field to give you more grass.
Yeah.
So to help you with that, and then that's also why you change the drop of the ball. It's like one of those things where it's like, hey, take your 9-iron and your pitching wedge and hit it 200 yards.
Yeah.
You can't. That's the whole idea of the drop on the punt, on
Okay.
putting the nose down and how you drop it. When the kick, there's no way that you can hit that ball that far. It's
Right.
impossible.
God.
And so that's why you work on that. And that's also why you work on the geometry of the field. If you're at the 42-yard line, you don't want to kick it. You're on the right hash. Don't kick it down the right hash. Kick it down the left. Now I got more space to operate with.
Oh yeah.
To do.
God, it's nice to have a good punter.
I always thought it'd be very painful as a punter to have your punt blocked. How's that? There's gonna be like more injuries off that, right? Your whole leg is getting stopped.
Yeah, it's
mid-motion.
it's not fun. It wouldn't be.
Kickers, punchers,
Yeah.
man, those guys they get hit.
Yeah.
It's really exciting though when it
It is. Block punts are some of the best parts of the game. It's very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, congrats. It was an ugly game, but it's a win for you guys. So
God,
1-0
really
in the
ugly.
week.
Really ugly.
We should know those guys if we did our research at all.
If you would have asked me those, I would have got one. I would have got Drew Stevens. So the one you got right, that's all I would have got.
I feel sort of embarrassed.
No, don't feel embarrassed. JR got none right. Bill didn't have any right, so it's okay. The spillover is next on early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
You finally finished your man cave in the basement. Brand new furniture, huge TV, and all of your collector's items. You're ready for football season. You were so excited. Don't risk dollars in damages when it can be avoided. Call John Henry's today for a free sump pump estimate for your home.
435 5555. John Henry's Plumbing.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offer breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 successful treatments with patients from 35 states. Effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400. Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most living techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462.
Look at your car. It's filthy and probably has a few dings and nicks all over it. Don't be that guy. Get it upgraded and repaired at Renew Your Auto. At Renew Your Auto, they offer tons of services: ceramic coating, window tinting, paintless dent repair, washes and details, bed liners, body shop, and more. Where can you go to get services like that all in one place? Schedule your appointment today at renewyourauto.com. See what Renew can do for you.
Are you ready to upgrade your combine? Don't wait. Act now to choose from the widest selection of used combines at Acres Equipment. Acres, Nebraska's leading John Deere combine dealer, is offering 2.9% interest for 60 months on over 100 pre-owned combines. Each combine includes our A-plus uptime program to keep you running flawlessly throughout harvest season. Go to acres.com to view a huge inventory of low-hour, late-model equipment. Find what you like, and we'll deliver it to your farm for free. Acres, solutions for every field.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
A lot of businesses say that they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business feels anything but for your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, as they do with customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL, shop tech, and diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company of and be to value, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740. Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
I heard you and Jack had a disagreement.
Yeah, he says I keep things from him.
What are you going to do?
He loves the Nebraska Lottery's Powerball First Millionaire of the Year promotion. So I'll buy a Powerball with Power Play and Double Play ticket before August 14th, and I could be one of 15 winners of $1,000. I'll also be entered for a chance to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve and a chance at $1 million.
$1,000? That should make him happy.
Depends.
On what?
To tell him I won.
Powerball top prize odds. Are you here for the job interview?
I just saw that ad that said, apply here for dream job.
What qualifications do you have?
What exactly would I be doing?
Well, this is a dream job. You would be daydreaming.
All day?
Start at 8 a.m. and spend the day dreaming about all the millions you could win playing brass. People with big imaginations, not just the usual yachts and exotic vacations.
Like a city built with bouncy houses or limo for dogs.
You're hired. Mega Millions top prize odds 1 in 302 million.
This.
Well, good morning, little brother.
It's Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Dana Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time for the spillover. Chris Raff joins us from the drive. What's up, Raff?
Good morning. It's Monday, 24 days.
That's right.
Raff, you're singing.
He's singing, yeah.
Always.
He's singing. 24 days to kick off Nebraska, Minnesota.
Yes.
How was your weekend?
It was all right. I worked out at the Lancaster County Fair.
Oh, yeah. How
The
was
Super
that?
Fair.
It was all right. Yesterday was kind of weird, kind of
Why?
rainy.
Oh,
It did rain in the afternoon.
Yeah, I had a little bit of rain. It's kind of slowed things down a little bit, but not too bad.
was that the last day?
Nah, they go all the way until next Saturday.
Oh my God.
What's the attendance like there? Is it busy?
Yeah, average. I wouldn't say overly
Okay.
crazy.
So you got a booth out there.
Yep. Big old trailer.
Do you ride the Ferris wheel at all?
Nah, I
Is there a
don't.
Ferris
I
wheel?
don't.
Is there a Ferris wheel?
There is a Ferris
Is
wheel.
there a like a roller coaster?
Nah, they got the thing that goes up and then drops. And then-
Okay.
yeah, it's pretty funny. We had you get to know the carnival workers a lot during the summer because we go to different events. We see them a lot.
Oh yeah.
This one lady comes up to the trailer by lottery tickets. She goes, "You wouldn't get me on one of those rides if you paid me $1 million or whatever." And one of the carnival guys I knew was sitting right there. She looked at her and he's like, "We've never had no issues." I was like, "There we go."
Really?
But
yeah,
Bill, you'd look at that stuff at one point to try to get carnival ride event. How was that search for you?
We got a little bit of a lot of progress made. State for getting the road blocked off for 2 straight days. So we've worked on that. The Penner Times has been great helping me with that. So we'll have one ready to go. We'll have one. The Tilt-A-Whirl's back, Penner.
Tilt-A-Whirl.
No
Tilt-A-Whirl's
way.
back. It'll be there.
Are you going to ride the
Yeah,
whirl?
absolutely. I'll ride everything. Get the moonwalk going. Everything.
so like after your
What
like
is the
radio career and after your coaching career, is there a chance of maybe mayor of Pender someday or
Ooh,
No chance.
Mayor Pender, Bill
Pender
Busch.
is well managed. They are well
Don't need
managed
Bill.
right now.
If
So
you ran, you would
Okay.
have a shot.
I don't
think you'd be going away, wouldn't you?
No, I don't think I would. They're way ahead of me. I'm just trying my little 2% to try
I
to
think
help
you
out.
could- Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not suggesting.
I would like
that
to be like some sort of emeritus. Like that when
Like Raff.
that leads me. Are you on the Pender Mount Rushmore?
Oh no, absolutely not. No. I would not.
Who would be your
Who's
Pender
on the
Mount
Pender
Rushmore?
Mount Rushmore?
I'd have to think through that.
Yeah, that's a hard
I'd
one.
have to
Don't
think
put him on
through
the
it.
spot like
yeah,
that.
that leave someone off.
That
Of it.
would-
But I
yeah,
would not
yeah,
be on the Pender Mount Rushmore anyway.
Yeah, you don't want to leave anybody off.
There's people way ahead of me.
But if you get the Kyoto World, that's got to give you another
It
notch in
should
the
be
belt.
just emeritus. I just like to be
I lo-
Dragon emeritus. That's it.
Yeah, that works well for me too. I love that.
I don't want anything more than that. That'd be it.
Yeah, you'd be a good politician.
That I wouldn't be because I'm not very smart. Is I think that always haunts you.
Your filter's good though.
I think would haunt me. I think that as far as like the public relations part, I could probably fight my way through a little bit.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden they're going to ask me like specific, like, questions.
I don't really
like
see
it
that.
wouldn't be that hard.
If they ask me like that, tell me how the
Just dance around it, Bill. They all dance around it. Just dance around
I don't
it.
really talk politicians much, but are they even smart? I mean,
Exactly.
There's some.
The best you just dance around questions, but no one ever actually answers a question for a politician. They don't do it. They
They
just
just
dance
ask me,
around.
like, how does the court system work? I'm like, I'm not sure.
Nixon's in the first one.
We have one, and it works well. That's what I have to say. Things like that.
Yes,
I just say guilty.
Yeah, yes. So it would not be. There's just Derek said that the town of Pender and the whole state of Nebraska, they got themselves together pretty good. They don't really need me chiming in
It's just a
anywhere.
thought.
Yeah.
Nick's here with Triscuits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nick
But
was telling me
Triscuits
he was
and what
eating
else?
like buffalo chicken. Get on the mic, Nick.
Yeah.
He was texting me. He was eating something weird last night. Buffalo chicken Triscuit or something like that.
Yeah.
What were you having? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
That's a microphone.
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
I heard you
Can
guys talk
hear?
about chicken
Okay.
and a biscuit last week.
Yeah.
Yes. It's so good.
Last night, so I was grocery shopping, and I was at the local Hy-Vee. Actually, I was at the Gretna Hy-Vee. It's not the local Hy-Vee.
Oh, the big one.
The big one.
new one.
First
Was-
time,
we're
first
taking.
time I ever went out
What'd
there.
you think?
Shopping
Yeah, what
for the
was that like?
girlfriend.
I told, so I was shopping with my girlfriend. I told my girlfriend, I said, if they need a map to show you where to go, then it's too big.
I don't know. Is
The
it
map of the
though?
Hy-Vee?
They have to have a map. They have maps available at the start,
That's big. That is big.
and that tells you that it's really big.
So if you just want to find some Captain Crunch, it's like you're
There,
15
yeah,
minutes
it's like
in.
yeah, exactly. You have to
Yeah.
go all the way to the back. It was
diagram.
you know, obviously in the news story, you have to, I was going back and forth all over because I didn't know where I was going. But anyway, was down the snack cracker aisle and I found buffalo wing Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
And they are
This man likes
absolutely delicious.
Are they really?
Oh my gosh.
Really?
What's my all-time favorite?
I've never
I didn't
heard
think
of
anything would ever beat the white cheddar, but the buffalo wings have successively.
Good to know. That's interesting.
Buffalo wing
It's hard.
Cheez-Its.
It's hard to beat the regular ones. Just-
Yeah, the regular ones are all right.
Right.
No, I mean the white cheddars are good. Now they have those puffs that taste like Cheetos.
Ooh, never heard of them.
They're good. They're
What
good.
stood
Did we have
out?
the
Like
puffs in here one time? I thought we had puffs. The Cheez-It.
Cheez-It Puffs. I don't think.
No, because they have the Cheez-It grooves,
Okay.
but then now it's the Cheez-It puffed, and they're like
What stood out? Like, was there? I heard there's like a bar, a sushi place. What
yeah,
was
like
unique?
there's a bar, there's a whole entire like restaurant. There's a sports shop
Good
where it's
Lord.
just like all this gear and stuff. That's all over in the corner. You know,
God, this
I
we're
gotta see it.
we're
I gotta
making the
see it.
trip. We're
it,
gonna
it
make the
was.
trip.
I mean, like it was cool. Like, don't get me wrong. Like it was really cool.
How long
Obviously,
were you in the store for? Did you see everything?
Gosh, wait. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like an
Yeah,
hour plus?
Probably about 45 minutes.
It's like a day trip.
It was
Long.
ridiculous.
That's a pretty long time.
Yeah, it's a very long
do
time.
they give out samples like they do at
No.
Costco?
No,
come
it's not
on.
Sam's or Costco, and that's why they'll never
That's
be
shameful.
Sam's or Costco.
Sam's and Costco.
Hy-Vee will.
They occasionally
will do
Oh
it.
yeah.
Oh, they
do
absolutely
samples
do.
once in a while.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
I gotta tell you, like the fan experience, or not the fan, the customer experience just
Fan experience.
increases so much more when you give out samples.
Absolutely. Come on.
Just remember what it used to be like 10
Mm-hmm.
15 years ago. When you go into Costco or Sam's, it was
Every
incredible.
aisle.
Does that have
Every
to be
aisle.
Costco?
You
Hi,
got
hi, these are
every
these are
aisle.
the-
There would
these
be
are the bagel
20
bites.
things. Now it's there's like one person. Just yeah. It'd be 20.
And they used to give out the really good stuff. I mean, it was
Yeah,
like, it
like
was
little
bagel
wieners.
bites, it was pizza rolls, it was
Yeah.
buffalo wings.
Pizza rolls all the
Those
time.
little wieners are good.
Yeah,
I'd always double back like I hadn't been there.
I gotta get one for my mom.
What's
double
this?
the double?
Sorry, I gotta
Oh
get
wow, what do you got here? I wish they would say something like, "You were just here 3 minutes
No,
ago.
it
What do you
wasn't.
mean?"
There's an
No,
HEB in Houston. It's like the grocery store down in Houston where my sister lives.
Henry E. Butt.
Yeah, and
That's the name of the.
on Saturdays you can go on there and you can basically have an entire meal and come out of there full because they got all the people sampling everything.
HEBs are
HEB.
incredible.
Oh yeah.
Never heard of
HEB.
HEB.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's big. That's Corpus Christi when I lived there.
Yep.
That's all you went to is HEB.
God, you lived in Corpus Christi.
I did. Yes. Went to Del Mar Junior College, home of the Vikings.
Here's a question
I
for you,
had no
Bill.
idea you hit
Does Pender have a Baumgars?
What's that?
Ooh.
No, we do.
Oh.
It's not. I need one.
That's a
Need
big
a
myth.
Baumgars.
Dollar General?
What's that?
Do they have Dollar General?
No, they don't have Dollar General.
Man.
Creighton has both.
Staple of every small town in Nebraska is either a Baumgars or a Dollar General.
The Baumgars is insane.
I stopped in Hamburg, Nebraska on the way down to Kansas City 2 weeks
That's
ago,
Iowa.
and they had a Dollar General. Brand new.
That's
It was-
Iowa.
How close
Oh,
is
was it
Pender to
Iowa?
Creighton?
Well, Iowa.
What's that?
How close is Pender to Creighton?
About an hour and 10 minutes, something like that.
Oh,
A little
so
bit.
not that
Just kind of east and west more than
Okay.
anything else. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. East
Okay.
and west.
All right.
Good job, Nick.
Yeah, good
Yes,
job.
Baumgars
Nick.
is
Buffalo wings,
incredible.
Cheez-Its. Buffalo wings. Yeah, bring them in maybe next time instead of eating them all.
I finished the box.
Yeah, well, you can buy a second box.
I gotta buy another box.
Okay, well,
I
look
gotta
forward
see
to
if the
having
Lincoln
it.
High
Did
Beach
you
is
eat
down
the
the
whole
street
box
has
on the
one.
way home?
No, so
Did
I
you-
was I ate it because I wanted to try them last night, and then that meant that everybody that I was hanging out with had to try.
Which was
some.
just you. You ate the whole box.
No,
yourself.
it wasn't just
Yeah.
me. And then I went home, and I snacked on them late at night, and then it was like, whoa. That's another thing. Chip bags like only half full ever. You never get a full bag of chips when you buy stuff. It's always half.
I enjoy when it's a good shopping day. You can't really do it because they're so big at the Sam's Costco. It's just a Hy-Vee good shopping day. I open something up and start eating it.
You have to.
I always, if I'm walking in the aisle. Oh yeah, yeah. Because you're gonna pay for it anyway.
Do you get looks?
Yeah, just open up the
eating
chicken,
crackers
just
in the
eat
store.
crackers while you're walking. You're gonna pay for it.
I'll do that with grapes and stuff, but I'm not gonna open a bag of Doritos and just have it sitting there in my cart while I'm eating.
Actually, that's actually wrong because if you're eating the grapes, you're actually stealing.
Yeah.
Because they weigh the grapes. So you're stealing.
Yeah,
You're not stealing.
When you open the Doritos,
to eat the
when you
grapes
open-
because I'm gonna
when you-
check on
when
it.
you open the Doritos, you're still paying for the same
the
amount. So
whole
you've been pulling a scam.
I'm
a scam.
I'm a thief, I guess.
Don't
100%.
eat the fruit before you.
I remember
eat
the
it.
first time my grandma did that. I was like, "What in the world's going on here?" And she, "Oh, you can have some." I'm like,
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
Oh,
Someone
absolutely.
stacking
I
in
learned
the
it from
actual
somebody
fruit.
else. I'm walking by and I even said something. I go,
No.
whoa, yeah, just open up and start eating. You're still going to pay
I've never
for
seen
it.
that before. I've never seen someone snacking in the actual
No,
store in
I'm
a
not.
box they have not
No, I've never
purchased
seen
yet.
it.
It's always chips or cookies.
I've never
It's
seen
not like I've never seen him putting like the liquid cheese, squirt cheese on a cracker. or
Bill's getting a
something.
rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, not getting a rotisserie
Bill's getting a
chicken.
rotisserie chicken.
Not
Taking
eating
a- taking an
eating
entire
half of
leg
a
off.
wrap or something. No, it's just chips. Pop them open. Enjoy yourself a little bit.
Bill just sits there on the hot and ready. He's like, "Oh, rotisserie chicken just got done."
Yes.
Terrible idea.
case of beer. Just give them the box.
All right, that's it for us. The Drive with Raf and AD is next for Steve Sipple and Bill Busch. I'm Jake Sorensen. See you.
Oh.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental